Some people think that cats are aloof and unemotional. However, this is very far from reality. In fact, cats are incredibly emotional creatures, and it is very easy to unintentionally hurt your kitty. It can be hard to see if your cat is silently suffering, as cats often try to hide their emotional distress. That's why in this video, we're going to talk about subtle yet very important signs that your cat is unhappy. Selective apathy. If your cat seems to be avoiding certain people or other pets in the house, it's a sign they might be feeling something called selective apathy. Basically, they're choosing who they want to stay away from. This could be because something happened with that person or pet, or maybe things at home have changed and they're just not comfortable with it. Here's the deal. Cats are super sensitive creatures. If they had a bad experience or if there's been a change in their environment, they might react by steering clear of some people or pets. It's super important to watch and see who your cat avoids because it gives you clues about what's bothering them. If you're trying to help them get along with someone, take baby steps. Use treats or toys as rewards when they're brave enough to come closer. Over time, your cat might start to feel more at ease around that person or pet again. Excessive startling. When cats are stressed, their usual laid-back attitude can take a back seat and they start getting startled by things that wouldn't normally bother them. It's like their internal alarm system is set to extra sensitive mode. There's a reason behind this. In the wild, cats are both predators and prey. So when they're stressed, their natural instinct to be alert kicks in, making them more jumpy. It's their body's way of keeping them safe. If your cat is acting this way, it's a heads up that something might not be right in their world. Obsessive-compulsive behaviors. You know how when we're stressed or worried, some of us bite our nails or tap our feet? Cats can have their own quirks when they're feeling down. Some cats might chase their tails a lot or lick their paws way too much. They do this stuff because it helps distract them from what's bugging them. But here's the thing. These cat behaviors can actually cause problems. Licking their paws too much can irritate their skin, making them even more uncomfortable. Hoarding objects. Whether it's their favorite toys, shiny objects, or random household items, cats might begin to gather and stash these in hidden corners of your home. Why do they do this? It's believed that this hoarding behavior stems from their wild ancestors. In the wild, a feline might hoard food to ensure they have enough during lean times. Translated into domestic cat behavior, hoarding items gives them a sense of control over their environment, especially if they feel any kind of threat or change in their usual surroundings. The items they collect act as a form of a security blanket, providing them comfort in uncertain times. Preference to darkness. Cats, by nature, are crepuscular, which means they're most active during the dawn and dusk hours. Their eyes are designed for low light conditions, giving them an advantage during these times. It's a trait inherited from their wild ancestors, who hunted primarily during twilight hours to avoid larger predators that were active during the day. This natural inclination can explain why even a perfectly content domesticated cat might choose a dimly lit nook for a nap. However, when a cat consistently seeks out darkness even during broad daylight, bypassing their usual sunny spots or playtimes, it may indicate a deeper emotional distress. In such cases, darkness offers more than just low light. It provides seclusion and protection. Such behavior can be a coping mechanism, a way for them to distance themselves from stressors, whether it's a disruptive environment, unfamiliar guests, or even health issues. Unusual eating habits. When a cat suddenly starts chewing or consuming non-food items such as paper, plastic, or fabric, it can be alarming for pet owners. This specific behavior is termed pica, and while it may seem like just a quirky trait at first glance, it often holds deeper significance. Pica in cats can be both a behavioral and medical concern. Several factors can trigger it. On the behavioral front, cats might develop this habit due to stress, anxiety, or even boredom. Medically, pica might indicate that a cat is experiencing nutritional deficiencies. For instance, a cat attempting to eat wool or other fabrics might be lacking in some specific nutrients and is instinctively trying to compensate, albeit misguidedly. However, the consumption of non-digestible items poses a tangible risk. They can lead to digestive blockages, internal injuries, or even poisoning, depending on the ingested material. Selective mutism. If your usually vocal kitty suddenly becomes less vocal or doesn't make any sound at all, it's a sign they're not feeling their best emotionally. Why does this happen? Just like how we might feel overwhelmed or stressed with big changes, cats can feel the same way. When our kitties respond with silence, it's akin to a coping mechanism, signaling their inability to adapt or their discomfort with the current circumstances. Resisting affection. If your cat usually loves cuddling but suddenly starts dodging when you try to pet them, They might be telling you they're not happy. The key is to give them space and not force the cuddles. With time and patience, your furry friend will likely come around and be back to their cuddly self. Refrain from using certain spaces. If you see your kitty suddenly staying away from certain spaces they used to love, it might be a sign they're not too happy. It's important to think about what could have changed. Maybe something scared them there, or you moved some furniture. Cats are creatures of habit, so even small changes can throw them off. Altered drinking patterns. Cats usually have a pretty consistent drinking routine. If they start gulping down more water than usual, or maybe they're not visiting their water bowl as often, it's a sign that something might be off. There are many reasons why a cat's drinking habits might change. It could be because of the weather. Maybe it's warmer and they're just thirsty. But it could also be a sign of some health issues. Things like kidney problems, diabetes, or even urinary tract infections can make a cat drink more or less water. If you see any sudden changes in how much water your cat's drinking, it's a good idea to keep an eye on them. If the pattern continues for a few days, or if you notice other weird behaviors, a trip to the vet might be in order. Hiding in unusual places. When cats start hiding in odd spots, like in the back of a closet, under the bed, or in a tight space, it's often a sign they're not feeling their best. This isn't just about playing hide and seek, it's more about them trying to find a safe place where they feel protected. Refusing treats. Normally, cats love treats. So when they start saying no thanks to their favorite nibbles, it's a sign something might be off. There can be many reasons a cat might refuse a treat. Maybe they're not feeling well, or perhaps they're stressed about something. Another thing to consider is dental problems. Just like it'd be hard for us to eat if we had a toothache, a cat with dental issues might refuse treats because it's painful. Excessive vocal mimicry. Cats can sometimes try to mimic human sounds. This behavior is rooted in their natural communication instincts. Kittens primarily meow to communicate with their mothers. But as cats mature, this behavior diminishes when interacting with other cats. However, when cats feel unwell, they may meow a lot when they are around humans. This vocal imitation is an attempt to attract human attention in order to seek comfort and reassurance. Not willing to try new things. Not every cat that turns its nose up at a new toy or dish is unhappy. Some cats are just picky. But if your furball used to be curious and now suddenly isn't into anything new, it could be a sign that something's off. Drooping tail. Cat's tail is an important indicator of their emotional state. When a cat holds their tail upright, they are feeling confident and content. But a drooping tail is a signal of unhappiness, fear, or even discomfort. An unhappy cat will usually keep their tail low and close to their body. Loving your cat is easy, but understanding if they love you back can be a challenge. Cats naturally aren't very expressive, but there are certain subtle ways in which our kitties show their dislike. So check out this video, where we talk about 10 signs that your cat hates you. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and join our feline loving community.